All right, welcome back to Kinguin Pro League Day 1. I am Noxious, your host. With me, Lothar. We've been casting games today. We are the fourth game. For those of you who are not aware and weren't here maybe earlier when I explained it, the tournament is a round-robin format, which means we're going to be doing it over multiple weeks because round-robin is by far the most skill-testing format out there. And by that I mean players, in order to qualify for anything, for the finals, they need to go through countless games to do so. They're both, like, all players are pitted in their own group. We have two groups of 10 players each, and each player, in order to get to the finals, need to move, and they need to beat or at least fight 9 other players in their group. So after that, once they've played against 9 other players in best of 5s, their wins and their win-loss record is tallied, and then the top 3 players move on to the finals and semifinals. The players 4th to 7th will be moving on to Season 2 of KPL, and then 8 to 9 will be disqualified, and the slots will be open to open qualifiers. So this is disqualified, thrown out, kicked out. I don't know how to, I don't mean disqualified in that way, but they will be demoted from the tournament. I don't know. And then the open qualifiers will allow anyone who wants to participate to try it out. So that's going to be pretty cool. Up and coming, this is the last match of the day. We're going to have Frezzar from Fnatic versus SjoW from CompLexity Gaming, a player who's actually a part of the team that I'm on. I would say probably one of the better warrior players out there. He's consistently playing the class all the time.
Too bad warrior's in a really bad spot right now.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't fault him for not bringing it for this tournament. I think he's got more standard lineup. He's still he won't bring warrior just because he's that good at it. So
actually, he didn't bring it. It's Druid, Mage, Rogue for SjoW, and Hunter, Shaman, Rogue for Frezzar. So not exactly the standard builds, as you might say, because I think the most standard is Druid.
Wait, Frezzar has Shaman?
Yeah.
Okay, no, definitely not a standard build here.
Yeah, well, the most standard build, like cookie cutter, I think it's Druid, Hunter, Mage.
Yeah, definitely. Those 3 classes are the most represented in this tournament, without any surprise. And the past few tournaments on the meta have been pretty similar to this. It's going to shift eventually, possibly to a more, I wouldn't say anti-aggro, but the ability to have a mid-range deck that's able to deal with aggro fairly successfully. That might be the next step in the metagame, so maybe we'll see that come up, especially during the entire KPL. I mean, the Kinguin Pro League is going to take place over 10 weeks. That means until the 7th of May, we're going to be seeing new decks. The metagame will evolve within the tournament itself because players are allowed to change their decks between games. So the next time, let's say Colento and Trump play their own respective game, they will be able to change their decks to adapt to whatever they think is more apt. And I think that's really cool. I really like that format.
And also because of the Conquest format, the viewers are also can relate to the decks that their players bringing to the Kinguin Pro League.
Definitely.
And try them on the ladder right away, because Conquest format is basically ladder but with best of 5. So pro players are really loving this format because it's no one likes to be swept by Hunter or Druid, and this is not possible with the Conquest format when you have to win with every single of your deck before you win the match.
Yeah, every deck you bring needs to get it needs to get 1 win under its belt, and once you've won with it, you can't stick to it. So you have to switch to the next one right away, and I think that really makes people more interested in refining their entire array of decks as opposed to just focusing on the one that they feel is going to be the massive, the upheaval deck they bring and just sweep somebody with because they didn't expect it. So I'm really hyped about the entire tournament. This is the first day, so obviously the results that we get today will not be the most impactful in a way because each player that wins today or loses today still has 8 games to go, so things could go either way. But so far the results have been pretty interesting. Masan versus Gara. Masan won 3-1. Hype versus Orange. I think, did Hype win 3-1 as well?
I'm
fairly sure.
I'm almost sure it was 3-2.
Okay, and I know that Zixo won 3-0 against Brian Kibler of Brian Kibler Gaming, and Colento lost to Trump 3-1. So far, it's not been that big of a difference outside of the game from Zixo versus Kibler, and the tiebreaker score matters. So people who manage to get 2 wins before they lose the series are going to be further ahead in the tiebreaker score than players who just lose 3-0 completely. So Frezzar and SjoW coming up. The first deck that I'll be playing Hunter is going to be the first deck that Frezzar picks, and SjoW is actually going to pick his Druid. So in this matchup, who would you pin as a more favored player?
To be honest, I like Druid against Hunter. It's not so bad. Like,
Okay.
if you get the inner red is crucial, of course. But if you get a
Isn't
inner
it?
red, yeah, it feels like sometimes the Druid is better against Hunter than the Warrior, just because of the innervate.
Innervate, Keeper of the Grove, and then suddenly
Yeah, if that's
things
face
do
hunter,
well.
then the keeper is really great. If that's a midrange hunter, then it's kind of worse. But then warriors being crushed by midrange hunter most of the time, and it really depends on the draw, on the opening hand and the first two cards being drawn for the druid. If he gets a really good combination with Wild Grove's innervate, but innervates are more important. I think if you're sure that your opponent runs Face Hunter, even mulligan out the Wild Grove in favor for innervates.
Innervates, just to get the extra bodies on the board to contest right away what's going to be coming down, as opposed to doing it for the long term. You want to play for the immediate game when you're playing against Face Hunter. So I'm curious to see if Frezzar's Hunter is going to be more of the mid-range kind or more of the aggro kind. I still can't, you know, I still can't say at any point during my Hearthstone life I've seen a control hunter, so that's not even a thing. But maybe one day I will say, maybe it's going to be a control hunter. Maybe.
Trap Hunter, like in early beta game.
Oh my god, was that fun.
Yeah, that was my favorite deck. That was my deck of choice in the Master 3 starts ranked ladder.
Oh my god, Master 3. Dude, I actually got to like Master 3 with Ren.
Yeah, it was awfully designed ranked.
Yeah, it was terrible. But Blizzard never intended for this game to become what it is now.
Yeah. Well,
we made
let's
it
go to the game. It's most likely Face Hunter, just because there's a Glaivezuka in it.
Yeah, it doesn't lie. Glaivezuka never lies. It is obviously a Face Hunter. And now, with that Wild Growth, SjoW's actually going to be... I mean, it feels like a slow start.
I
Face
don't
Hunter?
know, slow start. You have the... Oh, you mean Hunter? Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah, for the Face Hunter,
no.
not for
It's not
for
Face
SjoW.
Hunter. That's Dr. Boom.
So maybe Glaivezuka is just there as an anti-aggro tech to finish off like a mech mage or a mirror match, deal with knife jugglers, shielded mini bots, etc.
I wonder why Frezzar isn't using a camera.
Nobody knows.
Or he's just very still. I don't know.
I think he's just very still. Yeah, he doesn't like it.
So we can
this
assume this is a freezing trap from Mad Scientist, right? Most of the time.
I mean, nothing
Snake
about this turn feels good at all.
It sucks.
Everything about this turn screams, please get me out of here, I'm stuck with a druid in the cage. Oh my goodness, this is...
Just hero power past the turn?
But what if he keepers, and then he silences it off, and then you don't even get your secret?
It depends what secrets are you running. If it's freezing trap, what the best would be I don't know what would be the best. Snake?
Let's see what the secret is. On the off chance that it is not freezing. Okay, it's explosive. If you attack face like this, it can't possibly be freezing.
Holy crap. He's playing explosive trap in Midrange Hunter.
And he's guaranteed that it is explosive trap.
What?
The bluff is so sick. Did you see that bluff? Did you see that bluff?
But did it make any sense?
No, I'm not saying it made sense. I'm saying if he knew that it was freezing, he would have never attacked with a Druid Claw.
Yeah, I know.
He would have just set it there. No, he took 4 damage and he bluffed the hell out of his opponent. So I'm not saying it's a good play. I'm just amazed at the amount of balls that Frezzar displayed here. Holy hell.
By the way,
wow.
It's a Sweden derby.
Sweden derby.
Swedish derby.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I know shows from Sweden, Frezzar as well, so... I wonder how many people we have from there.
Kill command keeper?
No way, no way, oh wow.
Oh god.
Well... At least there's no Harrison Jones value. It's true. It's true. Harrison Jones would have been devastating there if it took the weapon away on top of everything else.
Well, it will take. He will play it. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen a weapon. He can. I mean, I doubt
Well,
he plays
it's
two
very good
bows.
against the Belcher. So yeah. Good play. Good play here.
It is nicely curving.
Yep.
Yeah, Harrison Jones has nice curves.
The jokes are real. The longer we are casting, the jokes are getting.
Dumber and dumber, yeah. Fine. I'm drinking tea. I need something. It's like drinking scotch on a fine evening. I drink tea and I cast, and I say stupid things. So he gets his second Druid of the Claw, which is actually he plays that as a taunter. So how does Frezzar respond to this? With Unleash the Hounds. There we go. Never mind. We just saw Hunter's Mark. That's gonna solve everything. I don't think you want to. So you have the option of using Kill Command here, but that means you can't Animal Companion. What do you prefer?
What?
I am surprised he did this. I thought he would develop the Animal Companion.
Why don't you use the Hunter's Mark?
Okay, maybe he's
I don't
expecting
get it.
something.
I don't get it at all. You expand your boards by playing the Companion, and you turn 7 is Dr. Boom. Why would you play?
Okay, I have the answer. He knows that his opponent has another Druid of the Claw with Taunt. So, and if he actually killed, if he uses 2 Hounds with Hunter's Mark, he had no beasts for Kill Command.
But he had still the
Animal, but then he can't play Dr. Boom. I think that was actually the right play after all is said and done.
I don't agree. But yeah, that's different style, I think.
Yeah, you're allowed to disagree. I will not shave my beard.
So how many draws does Druid have?
Left. You know, this Boombot is surprisingly threatening. I mean, it's always threatening.
So Leok?
Oh, no way. You could actually just go for Knife Juggler and Animal Companion.
Yeah, that's
It hits
nice.
the knife, and if it hits the 4-2, then you're guaranteed to just get ultimate value. And if you get Leok, it gets even better. Yeah, I like that. I think it's fine.
But isn't low tip?
She's so much stronger, though, in general.
I think low tip and Animal Companion is better. It's more impactful on the game, and
It saturates your curve quite well as well.
And you don't die the combo if you don't kill the creatures.
No, he gets Huffer, which does nothing.
Yeah. So now
Then
he has to
straight.
kill one of the creatures, or he's like dead.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
It, so you
Okay, no-
can't really afford trading because it sucks, but you can't go face because it sucks even more.
Yeah, I think face is much more.
Everything is
much
bad.
better than.
Yeah, but nothing feels good.
Trading.
Druid with 4 cards in hand is going. It's either Ancient of Lore, or some kind of mid-range minions, or late-game minions, or removal, which means no matter what it is, you're still going to be in an awkward spot.
Well, I don't see a way out for Frezzar here.
His start was a bit maybe on too slow, but then again, what would he have needed that was faster? He had Glaive Zuka, he had his Mad Scientist. Do you think the bluff from the Mad Scientist just would it have made a difference?
I think it made difference. I would have to see the match again. I'm not exactly sure. For sure, the 2 kill commands on the opening hands were awful for Frezzar.
Yeah, definitely terrible for him.
Yeah. But still,
we're going
I
through the
didn't
missions
agree
here,
or
but-
something.
Ah.
Second half. Oh, wow.
Well, Savannah High main could. Well, actually, no, never mind. Nation of Lore is coming down. Yep.
That doesn't really change much. Draw two,
Alright, so-
draw 2, or just heal it yourself. You're in such a position you can actually just get
Unleash the trees. Unleash the trees. Always
Oh.
unleash the trees.
Would you heal up because you have the wild growth?
I don't think so. I mean, your opponent's got a hero power, and that's about it. If you've got swipe and wrath for removal, like your health is pretty much expendable at this point.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, makes
That's
sense.
fine. So SjoW's probably going to be taking this game. It's kind of weird because I feel like mid-range Hunter has a pretty okay matchup against, almost a slightly favorable matchup against Druid, generally speaking. I mean, am I just wrong in this? Because every single time I feel like mid-range Hunter with Savannah Hymain, Sludge Belchers, and Lothep can do really well.
Yeah, but you're right, but that's not the case in this scenario.
And this will be game here. SjoW taking it with a force of nature, unleash the trees, and yeah, Frezzar losing his with his Hunter. So SjoW can't use his Druid anymore. SjoW cannot use his Druid anymore, and his other decks, no Warrior, unfortunately. I really wanted to see him play Warrior, but he's got a Mage and a Rogue left.
Mage and a Rogue. Okay.
Second Rogue we see, I think, in this entire tournament.
I think I didn't see SjoW playing Rogue at all.
Ever?
Ever.
I know Dog plays a lot of it, so I don't know if they communicate as far as playing decks. But I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe they exchanged a few words, SjoW and Dog said, you know what, bring Rogue. I don't know. Definitely possible.
Yeah,
it's not a bad deck at all. It's actually pretty heavily favored against a pretty broad array of the metagame, aside from Warrior. I think... And it's not like you see that many Warriors anyway, right? So I think Rogue is a really safe pick here for SjoW.
Yeah, I think so. I really like Rogue. It's a great deck. And Frezzar will pick... Definitely not mid-range Hunter, I think. I think... well, Shaman is even worse. Well, unless...
It depends. I mean, you're running into... You're going to be running into either Mage or Rogue. You can't play Shaman. There is... Well...
You can play Shaman into Mage. That's my opinion.
Yeah, you could. But you have to expect him to do that. And I think Rogue is such a... I think Rogue is so good against the lineup that Frezzar has. You might just go for your own Rogue. Because at worst, it's a 50-50. And at best, you're going to be possibly beating a Mage. Because you're slightly favored. So I think if Frezzar picks up his own Rogue, then it's going to be a pretty good matchup. What about keeping your Hunter? Keeping his Hunter here wouldn't be too bad either.
Well, let's assume that SjoW will pick the Rogue, because I think that I would have done this. So then Frezzar should pick Hunter. No.
Yeah. No. I think I would go with Hunter anyway, because the two remaining decks, I think Hunter is slightly favored against, or at the very worst, depending on the way it's built.
Rogue yourself.
I think Frezzar going for Hunter or Rogue makes a lot of sense. Actually, the admins are saying Frezzar did take Hunter, and SjoW is going to be going for his Mage. It's going to be the least lopsided mirror match, because in general, I think if any player had picked a different deck, it would have been, slightly favored for one of the two players. But in this case, I'm going to say it's pretty much 50-50. It's a coin flip on this one.
I agree.
I really think Hunter versus Mage versus Mech Mage, if it is Mech Mage, which I have to assume it is pretty much a coin flip.
It depends on the value of mirror entities. If
it's always that.
If mirror entity gets like a Lothep, Savannah Hymain,
any big
Dr. Boom,
get the initiative on the Mage.
Yeah, then you're pretty much so ahead of the game most of the time.
Because essentially what mirror entity does is it gives you a mini with charge. Because you don't even have to wait. You don't spend mana now. You spend 3 or even 0 with Mad Scientist to get a mini with charge that you can use, and it can be any size. So I feel like, and I know a lot of people have been talking about mirror entity and how toxic they feel that it is. Because
it's
always
not toxic because of mirror entity, just because of the Mad Scientist.
Mad Scientist, yeah. But that's the thing is, mirror entity is causing a lot of problems because people have to play around it regardless of what it is. And I'm talking about every format, whether it's arena or constructed. So overall, for the game, a few people have been saying that it's not exactly a fun card to play around with. All right, so we're going to be jumping in. So Hunter versus Mage. Frezzar still has his Hunter, a little squished vertically to squeeze in that image box. But
2 Navis regulars kept in opening hand. I don't like this.
Too weak to Whoa, did I see a Pyroblast in SjoW's hand? Is that Freeze Mage?
Ooh.
What
just happened? Is SjoW like, he picked the wrong deck? No.
I am so surprised he went for
That's
Mage.
really cool that he went with Freeze Mage. That's a really big surprise for your opponent. And by playing the Mad Scientist in turn 1, you still don't give any clues for your opponent. What are you playing?
So I don't think he can figure it out for a little bit. This will be very difficult for Frezzar to... It's going to be tough for him to pinpoint. I mean, as soon as he sees...
So now it will
Arcane Intellect, it'll take like 2 more turns.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if Frezzar will be, like, you know, mind gaming new traps.
No, that bluff last
sorry.
game, it really took a lot of. Like he really, I can't believe he did it though. I have a hard time believing he did.
Yeah. So he's playing around Mirror Entity, so he still doesn't know which type of deck is it. But in my opinion, trading for Spider and killing it with hero power is kind of giving it out. I think giving it up.
Well, now he's gonna know.
Oh, now he's like, oh shit, it's Freeze Mage or Fatigue Mage.
Yeah, but now he's not gonna be playing around Mirror Entity anymore. I suspect he'll just be playing around Ice Blocks.
Yeah.
It makes too much sense not to. And he's gonna encase on the off chance that.
Why would you play?
I don't know.
Sergeant here?
After you see the Acolyte of Pain, he's playing around Mirror Entity obviously. But after you see the Acolyte of Pain, I think you can safely assume it is Freeze Mage. And actually, this will give SjoW a really nice board wipe.
What? I don't get it.
SjoW is going to get some pretty decent value.
I really don't get it.
Stall for an entire turn. Wow. This is a crazy position for SjoW.
7. Well, he has to use the
Kill command to
kill
just
command if he wants to save his minions. But
to keep the pressure up.
When you use the kill command on a Doomsayer, you're basically lost.
Yeah, because you don't get the burst that you need to finish off Freeze Mage.
Yeah, and the Freeze Mage will get more value out of it. I mean, more card draw, so he will get more value from the cards.
Okay, so the Knife Juggler hit, which allowed him to just use the Juggler instead of wasting the Abusive Sergeant as well.
It's still
SjoW's hand
so much.
Of course it does, of course it does. But the hand of the Mage is way too filled up with removal.
Yeah.
This is gonna be really tough for Frezzar to deal with.
So this turn is I believe it will be Glaivezuka and Hero Power.
Developing a trap makes quite a bit of sense here. All you have to do is just saturate your mana, and it can't feel bad. Unless he wants to get Mad Scientist value on the AoE wipe. Yeah, he's gonna let the Mad Scientist get the secret out. It's essentially acting as draw one card and play it.
Yeah.
It really makes Novice.
Oh!
No, you can you really do this now?
What, Dr. Boom?
Because the way you win against Freeze Mage is by letting them pop Dr. Boom themselves. When you drop the Boom Bots, you put them low on health and you drop Boom Bots and they have to clear them and then they die.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe the Belgian was better.
I remember a long time ago, who was it that was... ooh, 7
points.
damage! Oh. So, I remember a long time ago, somebody was playing Freeze Mage, and they put in a single Lepronome when the metagame was super heavy. Just a single Lepronome, because everybody was playing Freeze Mage. So in the Freeze Mage mirror match, what ended up happening is that as they're about to pop the Ice Block, they would leave their opponent on 1 health and just drop Lepronome with another minion, and the opponent would have to AoE. Or like they'd let them play Doomsayer at the last second and then drop Lepronome and pass.
That's
and it was really effective. No, it was really effective for a while back in the Freeze Mage meta, but it's not a habit that stuck around. For
you know, when Freeze Mage meta was in, the flares were in too.
We're in, yeah. Everything. The game was a very different place.
Okay, so right now, 4 points of health. Am I seeing this right?
There is 4 health, yeah, indeed. And there's no second Ice Block inside, but Alex Traza's coming down next turn, which means...
So that's not bad. It will be popped right now, but you're still safe.
You have Alex,
So the Alex will get value, then...
this is not the card Frezzar wanted to see.
So he has to pop the Ice Block, but on the other hand, he really would like to also not use the freezing trap on the recorder.
You could actually use Unleash the Hounds to pop the trap, the heal, because how many minions do you really think a mage will play? So I really like the Unleash the Hounds play here. That is amazing. I love this. Keeping that bow charge to after the Alex Traza still have some remaining damage going out.
Yep.
I much prefer this than using the bow.
Ice Block.
All right. SjoW does have a few interesting cards, but I mean, there's still quite a bit of pressure.
It didn't look so well for Frezzar at the start of the game, but you know that Dr. Boom with 7 points of damage kind of ruined the whole plan.
Yeah, it had to be done anyway. I mean, you have to do it. Like as I said, why is he playing it now? But at the same time, how much damage could it really dish out without Dr. Boom? Or threaten? The mage would have just been able to advance his own plans for the longest time.
Yeah. So, I don't like. To be honest, I don't like the not attacking here, because if Frezzar would just kill the loot holder, then you can't really do anything with the Alexstrasza anyway. Yeah, because it will be just popped back into your hand with 11 points of damage, 11 points of mana. So it's basically a dead card.
All right, we see the second ice block coming up, and I think now's as good a time as any to pop the Alex. I mean, what else are you gonna do with that?
No,
Freezing trap.
No, I don't like it at all. So what's the plan to win with Freeze Mage now? Do you Flame Strike? Or you have to Ice Block, Frostbolt, Ping, and
Blood Mage for a body. I mean,
no, you don't put the Ice Block. I think you play the.
What if you just play Blood
Falnose?
Mage?
Yeah, Falnose, Ping, and Frostbolt.
Frostbolt to remove all the minions. That way, Thanos can trigger the freezing trap.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty much the only way that SjoW can actually get damage in. Because if he plays Ice Block now, he's actually denying himself the ability to trigger freezing trap at any good moment.
Yeah.
Oh, and that Tundra Rhino, not exactly what you want to see. A dead card for the moment. And that bow charge is starting to look really, really scary. It's looming for 3 damage immediately whenever necessary. When in doubt, hit the face. That's what they said.
Yeah.
I went to Hunter School.
Well, with the Thunder Rhino, our plan would suck anyway. But who could have known that he would draw a only beast with charge there? Well, apart from King Crash.
So he's going to freeze the enemy's face and probably freeze the enemy minions as well. Wait.
Oh, right. He will have lethal next turn? Will he?
He's going to be on 3 mana, so he's going to have a Pyroblast for near lethal. If he Frost Novas the board, he can trigger the trap with Blood Mage and then win. Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Well, not win
Good
like
call.
right away, but almost. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no, that is not what he wants to see.
So 2 points of damage and you go
No, you have
Thanos.
to pop Thanos, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Still, you have to hold him.
Okay, an Ice Bear, that's going to buy him time. That is
Yes.
going to buy him time, because he's
So
not on
all-
2 health.
Only thing that can stop him is the second kill command here. So Flame Strike, Loot Hoarder.
You have, I don't think it's even a question, but if you do that, what about a Flame Strike Ice Barrier? And then you just ping the Rhino next turn. I think that's a bit better, because that way you still don't have to pop the trap.
Okay,
And you're gonna
maybe
get
that's-
more
maybe
effective
That's
health.
better. I'm not so experienced with Freeze Mage right now.
Oh, that web spinner actually getting 1 damage in. Because why not?
Oh, right. Yeah, that's
trying to-
better. That's better. Second Thunder Rhino, wow!
If a Savannah High Main comes out, he's gonna be charging twice. Actually, he's gonna be able to charge into Alexstrasza and then spawn hyenas if necessary. This is actually pretty crazy.
Interesting.
Another Ice Barrier. Okay, this is definitely a Flame Strike ping. You can't not do it. I mean, can you not do it? I mean, you have to remove all minions at all times.
Maybe
This is gonna be the same turn as last turn.
No. He
Isn't
wants
it?
to keep 1 creature just to pop the.
Yeah, he wants to, but I mean, how slow can he go at this point?
You can't really play the 1 creature on board because then it's being killed by anything on Frezzar's board, and you can't pop the freezing trap. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening right now. The show is every single time he starts having stuff on the board to deal with that freezing trap, it still comes down to his Alexstrasza having to attack. That's been the problem so far. All right, let's see what he draws off of that Loot Hoarder. Possibly an Archmage. Oh, you know, Frost Nova is gonna be good, but
Yeah, but then SjoW has no option to pop the freezing trap at all.
I think you do Flame Strike. Yeah, you still have fireballs in the deck. I mean, all
So
you need is
you
Pyroblast.
draw a fireball and face
you
face
Flame
the
Strike.
Pyroblast?
You Frost Nova Mad Scientist. There you go. That's gonna solve a problem. Unfortunately, you can't freeze the enemy's face, so he might use it. Maybe
Well,
Flame Strike Ping is
yeah.
better. I really...
Flame Strike Pink, you will get 5 points of damage next turn. Nah, no, you won't get it.
Nova Mad Scientist means the hunter has to attack the Mad Scientist, which means the hunter takes... The thing is, what if Savannah Hymen comes out? Think about it, like, if you don't Flame Strike Ping, Savannah Hymen becomes such a big threat. Like, you have to at least remove this board. Oh wow, this is not good.
I think it's better.
Well, he has to Pyroblast Fireball. That's pretty much what he's pinning his hopes on right now.
Oh, kill command.
That's enough to pop the Ice Block.
Yeah.
And then Mad
you're
Scientist
dead.
works though.
And then you're
Yeah.
dead to Alexstrasza Pyroblast.
So if he goes for that play, he's going to regret it. Very, very sorely.
I wonder.
I think he has to kill the Mad Scientist here. He recognizes that he can't let Alexstrasza just attack. There's too big a risk of double Fireball or just the Pyroblast. Setting Hunters aflame since 1921. Am I right?
Yep.
This is a really fiery hand from from SjoW actually. He's got Flame Strike, Doomslayer, Pyroblast. Everything's on fire.
Where's the Pyromancer?
Oh, this kill command on the Mad Scientist. Really, really sick call from Frezzar. I am loving this. He's going for the safe play. Doesn't want to reach for lethal. Knows that he's
never
dangerous.
mind.
This is
Doesn't
GG.
matter. Yeah.
This is exactly what I was saying. He was pinning his hopes on the Pyroblast Fireball, and the Pyro will come out right now. There's no way it doesn't. And barring a Flare or Kazan Mystic, this is gonna be it. Or a heal. You know, anti-heal bot and Hunter.
I feel like both players could have played so differently that they did.
But I think what they did was ultimately very correct. I really think they both played this very well. Well, that would be the Ice Block pop, but that's not enough. Not even close to enough, in fact.
I'm almost out of cards.
I'm almost out of cards.
Yeah, that you can read that as I finally drew my Fireball. That's pretty much what it means.
Yeah, because
For
you didn't
freeze-
use one, right?
Yeah, for Freeze Mage, that's what it means. At some point, you're just like, okay, well, when am I gonna win? Because I'm just waiting on that one card. And when you're almost out of cards, that means I've probably finally drawn what I needed. So that will be the game for SjoW here.
Yeah, so it's 2-0 lead, and SjoW is left with his Rogue.
Yep, and I think
knowing
it's-
that,
yeah,
knowing that Frezzar will pick his Rogue, most likely, just to get
Yeah.
the best odds of winning at least one game.
how bad is mid-range Hunter against Rogue though? I have to ask you that.
If SjoW is running 2 saps, it's kind of bad.
Okay, because you're basically putting down the Sludge Belchers almost too late. It depends on the Violet Teachers. Well, you're kind of weak to those.
Well, the problem with mid-range Hunter against Rogue is that you are not so explosive unless you
unlike the,
burst. Unless you burst your opponent with burst. Unless you chop off huge chunk of health with 7 high mines. But the problem is.
That doesn't happen very often
Yeah, that
because
doesn't
of
happen
saps.
because of
you have to
saps.
replay it twice, and
Yeah, and also the Blade Flare has such huge value against mid-range Hunter because there's almost no charge creatures, and also the problem there's the problem that mid-range Hunter might even be running only 2 weapons. Like in this case, Frezzar might be running only one
Glaive Zuka and one
Glaive
bow.
Zuka and one bow, and bow is one of the most important cards against Rogue. It's like, you know, it's just the pressure,
12 damage. Yeah,
constant
it's
pressure.
constant damage coming out.
Yeah, with almost no way of stopping it from Rogue side, unless you play Sabotage.
Yeah, which is not we've seen a lot of it early in GVG, but I don't think it's a card that's been nearly as popular recently.
It's not a staple, but it's a really
yeah.
cool
I
card.
think it's a really cool tech choice. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cooler than the Ooze. I'd rather play that over an Ooze any day, even though it's slightly cheaper.
Who's?
The Acidic
Oh.
Swamp Ooze. Yeah.
Why would you play that in Rogue?
No, and I'm just saying the weapon removal.
Oh, okay.
No, the weapon removal part of it is like 10 times cooler than the ooze, and I'm the one saying that, so that must mean a lot. What I'm actually curious about is, I felt like a long time ago, pre-Undertaker nerf, Undertaker Hunter against any rogue, just unless the rogue got Drew with backstab SI7 and deadly poison, they were just getting completely smashed to bits. And now the tables have turned, where because of the burst that rogue can muster with Tinker Sharpsword Oil, suddenly the Hunter's the one who's slightly behind. But apparently, Frezzar disagrees and ends up going for his Hunter.
Okay.
Let's see how
you
this
have to
goes.
keep the bow, because if you if you can burst the rogue's health, then you just trade that bow for agents and farseers.
Yeah, you will at least be able to get 2-3 drops out of that bow, which I think is really important. Oh my goodness, if there's no
two bows.
so 1 Glaivezuka, 2 bows.
Yeah, that's important.
You know what? That Van Cleave could be the big freezing trap. Never mind. I was somewhat excited. SjoW is never gonna play into this. There is no way. There is no way.
What? I don't like playing the freezing trap at turn 2.
You want to let him overextend with his Van Cleave? Like
No,
you
because
play around.
You
No,
have
I know.
you have 2 bows, and you will kill the first creature that will hit the board. Oh, kinda unfortunate with the Leo though.
But you can take the lead though, tempo-wise, by playing the freezing trap now. You kind of forget about it, and eventually it becomes somewhat helpful.
No, not really when there's a Violet
That is
Teacher.
just not happening.
Sprint, Eviscerate, yeah. Too bad. That's basically...
Unleash the Hounds, or yeah, I mean, Frezzar just said well played, which I think means well, yeah, I've actually lost this.
It's Unleash the Hounds or well played.
Yeah, and there's none of that, so I think... So here's my question, do you develop the Eagle Horn Bow and start going face, just to try to get the extra damage from the freezing trap?
Yeah, and that's why I wouldn't play the freezing trap at all, because that also denies your second bow. Because you have to, wait with the first, maybe, for the
Until it's
freezing trap.
over.
Yeah.
I was fully expecting a bow play, but I guess that's why they're there and that's why I'm here.
Maybe
I
it's
expected
better,
a bow play here.
but then you trade the Violet Teacher for the Piloted Shredder. And you kill
you
the
backstab, get a 1-1, yeah. No, I think this is a really nice position that SjoW's put himself in. I mean, Frezzar with that freezing trap whiffing on a Violet Apprentice.
Ooh!
It's actually kind of funny. It's not very impactful right now. It's actually irrelevant, but
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
I was wrecked in one tournament because I popped the Violet Shredder of my opponent because I was reading of Doomsayer, and then the mana wrap popped out.
Came out,
And it was turn 7, and my only 3 cards in my hand was Ancient of Lore, Dr. Boom. I was like, okay,
Yeah, then you can't
GG.
play it.
Yeah, I just lost.
So many cards just... I mean, eventually I'm sure there will be a deck that is kind of, a stasis. All it does is lock the board.
Oh, yeah. You think so? I don't think
I would
Hearthstone
love
is that kind of card game that you can
We have
actually
mana
play
range,
stasis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
have-
do, but I don't think that kind of mechanic will work in Hearthstone. But maybe I'm wrong, and I will be super happy if I'm wrong.
Yeah, me too. I'd love to see a deck that prevents people from... I don't know.
But it just doesn't fit the philosophy of Blizzard.
But we have Freeze Mage. Doesn't that kind of remind you of a stasis deck? Alright, so Powder Shredder comes down with a Freezing Trap. Now this Freezing Trap is actually really relevant. Now it's actually going to be helpful. But still an amazing hand for SjoW, honestly. The options are incredible.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you like Sap at Van Cleave at all? Or do you not want to play Van Cleave now? Because I kind of like... Oh, wow. Full minions.
Maybe that's
would've-
not bad, but to me, Sap would be great also.
Yeah, but it's a different line of play. I like the Sap because it might deny Sludge Belchers on a high mains. As you mentioned earlier, it's one of the... If you can deny the high main from getting immediate value, then you're probably going to be in an okay spot. Oh man, this is awkward. Because he wants to play Lotheb and his second bow after using up the first one. But that's 8
Yeah.
mana.
Well, when you're staring at 4 creatures from Rogue, you're basically dead. When
Yeah.
he's at 30 points of life, of course.
This can't feel good, but... So this is a Doomslayer or bust, right?
So why would you play the...
I don't know why he's
Juggler
playing
first?
Juggler. I do not understand.
Do
why
you
he's
really
playing-
need that 1 point of damage to a creature?
I'm personally surprised that he played Juggler at all.
Well, okay, he will freezing trap something.
He'll get a freezing trap, yeah. It will
And
be
he
a
has
counter freezing trap with Sap.
basically a free turn here.
Mhm.
So what SjoW has to do here is bounce back the Edwin and kill the Knife Juggler, I think.
I think so. Yeah, definitely. Just
Right.
bounce back Edwin. You can
Or
even play
kill
him
the
with Violent
Scientist.
Apprentice if you want.
Oh, he's not playing around Snake Trap.
It's funny how many people make assumptions about what trap you're going to be playing. You know, it's like that counterspell scenario with you and your mage deck. You just play because it's counterspell. People just carelessly throw a swipe and they're like, "Oh wait, oh no, I'm dead."
Yeah.
It's kind of that, and I like SjoW's decision to go face here. Understands when he can press his advantage, and definitely the case here.
Yeah, and Hunter has to be defensive.
Ooh. Okay.
Well,
Not so
9,
sure anymore.
11, 14 points of damage, but then you're left with 9, 10 points of damage staring at your face, and you're not comfortable with that.
Yeah, you've only seen one eviscerate, so it can't feel too good. But then again, I mean, we're looking at SjoW's hand from our perspective. This almost seems like a tempting play. I think just going face with that board is, or maybe killing the 1/1 with your 2/2. Oh, he's gonna go full there.
Oh,
Ooh, that rogue getting a free card draw here. That's not what you want. Still leaving the body on board for that Tincture Sharp Sword.
did he sacrifice the Knife Juggler first after he sacrificed the Pallet Shredder, so denied himself one juggle?
I don't think the juggler got anything. It got traded first into the other minion. Oh wow, that Blood Mage Thalnos. That is a crazy draw. And he Blade Flurries just for good measure, making sure that the 1/1 can clear that Lothar.
Very important. Also, the very important thing is that the Thalnos is so hard to remove for Hunter. It's like you either use a one Hound from Unleash the Hounds, or you just leave it alone.
Yeah, and I don't think that's... Oh wow, he actually goes out of his way to use a bow charge on it. But now the Sap is going to be...
Sap GG.
Yeah, Sap Lothar GG.
Low tap? No, you don't need to low tap here. You want to low tap in the crucial turn when he can kill you with kill command, I think. So you play Azure Drake, Sap, Dagger Up.
I like Lothar just because it locks animal companions and... I mean, does it really matter much? Maybe it doesn't ultimately matter too much.
Well, next turn he can play Drake and Blade Flurry and kill the 7 Hyman with low tap. So he will clear the board, but most likely he will win it just with
Straight
the
up,
attack.
yeah. I mean, he wins next turn with Drake, SI, Blade Flurry.
Would he win with Drake this turn? 4,
This
6,
turn, yeah, he does.
8,
He wins.
9. Yeah, he would have won anyway.
Yeah. Lothar is just kind of a safe, no Misha play. Well, it does allow Misha, but not much. And then you just Drake, SI face, and Blade Flurry for 2.
Oh, look. Look what's happening. Ooh. Oh, no BM.
Nah, I'm disappointed, but that's SjoW in a nutshell. SjoW best rogue.
GG to SjoW. It's the second 3-0 today. And
Yeah, this
in the
is
last match.
wow. No tiebreaker points for Frezzar here, so SjoW's gonna go 3-0 in this first match in the entire tournament. This is day 1 of Kinguin, in case you didn't know. So we're
Kinguin
just
totally.
starting. This is gonna be an entirely long series with 10 weeks of grueling, amazing games between some of the top players, actually the top players probably in the Hearthstone scene at the moment, which is really, really cool. So this
let's
will
do
be
a
our
wrap-up.
5th match actually today.
Yeah, let's do a wrap-up. First match was Masan versus Gara. Masan won that. Then we had Hyped versus Orange. Hyped won, right?
Yeah, he
And-
did.
Yeah, then Xixo versus Brian Kibler. Xixo won it. Colento versus Trump. Trump won it. And now SjoW won against Frezzar. So
Yeah.
these were today's matches. And Thursday matches will be Caldi
Yeah,
versus Reynad, Dog versus Amaz, Life Coach versus RDUs, a team kill from Nihilum,
Yeah.
Savish versus Stripe Crow, and Tice versus Firebet. Exciting day.
Yeah, there's three people from Nihilum are playing against Life Coach and RD are playing against one another. So like team kill, not exactly the most exciting thing, but I'm personally really excited to see Reynad play again. Last time I casted him in Battle of the Best, he was actually playing a interesting mech mage with Blink-Tron and Water Elementals, which actually kind of reminded me of what Hyped brought today. So that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
So, by the way, every single week, this is obviously not the end of the week. We're going to be casting again on Thursday. This is not over for this week. There's going to be a recap done by Callum Leslie from Daily Dot, which is going to talk about what happened during the week, the highlights, the high points, maybe some of the disappointments, the awkward plays, or just in general what just coverage of the tournament overall. And that's going to be kind of nice. There's going to be a recap show that's going to be done. So it's on their Twitch channel. I think it's twitch.tv/dailydot, unless I'm mistaken.
We'll be talking about it on Thursday.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We'll give you some more updates on that on Thursday.
Yeah, but definitely something you want to look for when you're missing the live matches from Thursday and Tuesday. I mean, from Tuesday and Thursday. And also, for the people that just tuned in, this is an ongoing league. We'll be casting this for 10 weeks. And this is for $25,000 prize pool, and the players who are playing round robin. So each player plays against each player in each group. So it's 9 matches for each player, and then the best player from each group will advance directly to semifinals. Second and third place will be battling in the quarterfinals. Fourth to 7th place will stay. For the second season, and places from 8 to 10 will be demoted from the league, and those spots will be opened for open qualifiers. So for the community to, take a chance and participate in the Kinguin Pro League for the next season. So I think that's something you want to look forward to.
Yeah, it's actually going to be really exciting being an ongoing league. I think this is the first league that Hearthstone gets that's going to be as long-winded. And it's really nice the way that it's done, because players don't have to just sit there for about 10 hours straight and play. They can actually have the matches escalated over a long period of time, which lets them rest, and the metagame will adapt as we cast the games. So, from week to week, the metagame will adapt live during the same tournament event, which I think is something it's almost like watching a ladder tournament, which I think is just incredible. So we'll be back on Thursday, and that's going to be awesome. Same time, 18 CET, which is essentially, I think, noon in the EST. So yeah, don't forget to be there. More matches to come.
Thank you guys for watching.